Do you ever have a feeling like there is a rock stuck in your throat? Do you ever have the feeling where you literally feel like your body is shrinking in size and you almost feel like you are a particle of dust? Do you ever feel like there's such intense energy in your head or in your mind that you feel like you're going to explode with intensity and you're almost going to be like this explosive that's just like a ticking time bomb? Do you ever feel like you're kind of feeling really fuzzy and out of touch and disconnected? All of these are somatic symptoms. All of these are ways that your body lets you know that something's not feeling right inside. And you might not actually know what it's about. My name is Esther Goldstein, and I'm an anxiety and trauma specialist. And I primarily work with somatic symptoms, and I'm a somatic practitioner. And I help clients, and I teach therapists to use methods to help our clients and the people that we get to work through and with these symptoms. And today I want to teach you a very simple skill to help you when you're feeling certain somatic symptoms. So I want you to imagine that there is a part of you. There's like a messenger that's standing beside you. Okay? Almost imagine the olden days where, it used to be like one person's writing a letter to another person, and there's a messenger that's scurrying along, right? In the winter, in the snow, in the rain, right? In the sunshine, bringing the letter to the other person. Okay? So it's not like I'm writing a letter and I'm bringing it to you. It's like there's a messenger. I want you to imagine that you have a messenger beside you. Okay? And this messenger is telling you very important messages. And I want you to imagine that the messenger beside you has something very important to tell you. But it tells it to you in very interesting ways. It might not tell it to you with words or through letters. It might tell it to you through somatic symptoms, or through very intense thoughts, or through fears or worries. And often they come along with these body feelings in your body. Or they might actually just come with body feelings in your body without any words. So what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine that this messenger has a message. And for your own self right here, right now, I want you to think about, or just kind of take a breath and feel into your body. Just breathe. And just notice where your body's carrying tension. Notice where your body might be carrying ease or a lack of tension. And when you notice the tension, I want you to wonder if the messenger was holding a message about that tension, about that pressure, about that sensation, what the message might be. And I want you to go really easy with this, okay? Maybe the messenger speaks a different language and it needs a translator. It could take us some time to really get to understand what our body is trying to tell us or is asking of us or is wanting to share. So when you're getting curious and you're kind of looking at this messenger and you're saying, hey, I realize sometimes you get this very fuzzy brain and you're trying to tell me something, huh? Don't rush it if you don't get clarity on what exactly it is. And maybe for you, if you don't get any information, your exercise and your activity is about just hanging out with this sensation and getting curious about this messenger or the message that your body is trying to tell you. It's almost like the messenger is going to convey to you or give you some kind of clarity on what's going on inside of your body or in your mind, right? And the reason I'm saying the concept of messenger is because it's often easier to externalize, almost like separate from your own self and experience and get clarity on it than it's your own self, right? If I'm feeling tension, I know for myself, if I'm taking too much on in my life and I'm saying too many yeses, or I'm surrounding myself with relationships where I don't really feel seen or heard, and I'm just kind of falling into the backdrop of what's going on, I'm gonna start feeling back tension, okay? Like my body feels like I'm becoming small, I'm carrying too much, I'm people pleasing too much. And I'm not gonna notice that. But when I do this exercise of really getting curious about, almost like I imagine this like messenger that's bringing me a message, over time of just sitting with the sensation and being like, I wonder what you're trying to tell me, right? Almost like, to me, I drew like a little person with like a little envelope. And in my exercise, at least in one of them when I did it, it was just like, you need to let go, or it's too much, or I need some space, right? So you want to almost get curious, like, what's the messenger saying, right? What's the messenger trying to tell you? And for some of you, it might come up very clearly, right? Like, you're like, oh my goodness, I have to say no. Or, oh my goodness, my husband's depression is really getting to me. Or, wow, I'm really not happy in this job. Or, I'm feeling really spiritually void. Feeling a void inside. Or, I need to celebrate how much I've grown in the past few months, right? It might be whatever. It might be, hey, I really need some time to heal. I really need to focus on my anxiety healing or emotional healing. It might be whatever it is. It might be it's time to heal. But I encourage you, when you notice somatic symptoms, I would invite you, instead of getting worried or in a huff, or sometimes we look at these online easy 3 steps to getting to know your body's symptoms. Sometimes it's not that easy, right? Often we have to first just hang out with our bodies, get to know our symptoms, and then maybe see if you can also get to know this almost messenger and be like, I'm curious what the message is that you're trying to convey to me, because I really want to better understand what my body and my mind and my symptoms, right, or my feelings are trying to tell me. Whenever it comes to anxiety healing or relationship shifts or even trauma healing, we always say that trauma or pain or sadness or emotions, they show up as symptoms. They don't show up as like a diagnosis, they show up as symptoms. Racing thoughts, tight belly, feeling disconnected, feeling agitated, being moody, getting angry, right? Feeling like you're stifled or stuck in relationships when actually maybe you're just about to become intimate and emotionally connected with someone. So really it's just a matter of like helping the body, helping you translate, almost Google Translate what the symptoms are trying to tell you, right? Because symptoms are just usually are a doorway to healing or a doorway to shifts. So I invite you to engage in this somatic exercise where you get to get in touch. Really, even for you, might just be getting in touch with your body or noticing how your body carries stress or whatever it is that you might be holding. And then see if you could almost imagine this messenger and get curious. You might have, right, like a message that comes up, or even just be like, I'm really wondering what it is, the message that's coming up for me in my body. And if there's a big shift, right, maybe it's like, wow, in this marriage, that's really painful. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to rush into something, right? Like, I believe that even when we tend to issues, it takes time to also heal. Then it's like, what's one thing today that I can do for my own self, or what's one step I can take towards healing or towards a shift or towards making a change for my life, right? Or what boundaries or what relationships or whatever do I want to shift so I can have a more meaningful, nourishing life? And to be able to work with this pain or this stress in a different kind of way so it moves through my body instead of getting trapped inside there. I hope you find this exercise, this somatic exercise, helpful, and I look forward to continuing growing and learning with you as we take good care of our minds and our bodies.